It's your boy Evie. You're watching EV Family ENT. And if you like what you see, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button so you could become part of EV's family. Tom Macdonald, y'all, and Ben Shapiro. I thought this was bullshit. Okay, so I thought it was bullshit because Flawed posted about this. And then it wasn't bullshit. But no more talking. Let's get it. Let's go. Facts, Tom Macdonald featuring Ben Shapiro. Let's go.
They call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world.
Yep. They can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent freaking rapper, or I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. And what's funny about that is I just had this conversation yesterday, y'all, and the day before that, and every single time I bring up Tom Macdonald. But I specifically had this conversation yesterday with, it's technically my uncle, I guess. I was telling him, do you know Tom Macdonald? And I said he's the big, and every time I bring up Tom Macdonald, I say he's the biggest independent artist in the world. Because all these mother don't know who the hell Tom Macdonald is, which I think it's bullshit. I think people just don't want to say it because I'm pretty sure a lot of these people know, or at least have heard his name, but they act like they haven't. But we don't over here.
They call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message because I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. Yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. I don't want to talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap.
I mean, he's talking facts, yo. You know, I knew this was going to be political when I seen Ben Shapiro, okay? Like, I already knew right from the name. I think everyone should know that this is going to be political, yo. But, I mean, at this point, like, there's been so much stuff just coming out about it, and it seems like there's a lot of resistance now. It seems like a lot of people are fighting back. And when I say fighting back, you know, I want to make one thing clear when it comes to this whole, you guys already know my view, but I'm going to put it right here as quick as possible. I'm not putting no long spiel. When it comes to the damn LGBTQ and all that stuff, it's simple as this. Anyone can do whatever the hell they want to do. You like that, cool. What I agree with when what Tom is talking about and Ben is talking about, and I think majority of the world at this point is talking about, like, if the LGBTQ did not, and it's not all of them, because most of the gay, like the G and the L, they're not out here pushing this on other people. They're just living their life. The reason they're getting so much pushback about this is because you got big corporations that are forcing, are putting this for people to have to agree with you or have to accept this or have to do this. We accept it. You're literally bringing more problems. Like, the LGBTQ is bringing more hatred to them by forcing people, because now there's people that if they really don't like that group or they really have a problem with someone being gay or lesbian or trans or whatever, you're bringing those people out by these companies pushing it. So that's all I got to say about it. I don't care what no one does. Do your thing. Let me do my thing. I like girls. You like whatever you like. Cool. End of story. Just don't put it with elementary kids with my daughter. That's all I give a damn about. If my daughter chooses to be like that, that's on her. That's my feeling on it, and that's all I'm ever gonna say about it. But there is a big pushback at this point right now, and I'm liking it.
Every liberal is right. I don't want to talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap, this ain't money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting
See?
Turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes.
He said, I love that too. He said, we're not out here pushing street life on people. We're not out, and Tom doesn't do that. He doesn't come out here pushing all this stuff on people. He's not telling people to overdose. He's not throwing drugs at people. He's talking about things that are happening in everyday life, y'all, which I respect.
Drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We
That,
turn your
and you know we
sons
never
into
do on
thugs or
this
your
channel.
daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you.
Let's go. Yeah.
Just put it to upset you.
Facts.
You can cry and you can scream. You can riot in the streets. You defunded the police. Now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you.
Oh, I love this song.
Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat.
What?
Yeah, epic, don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dogs, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a billboard #1. This ain't
Yo, okay, Ben. Okay, Ben. I didn't know where he was gonna come, like how he was gonna come on this. I had no idea. Because if you've ever heard Ben Shapiro, like I don't even watch Ben Shapiro to that level. You know, I'll look at some of the things he puts out. I like Ben. I think he says a lot of stuff that I like. I think he says a lot of stuff I don't like. Mainly for me, I watch Ben when my reactors that I like react to something Ben drops. But the fact that he came on here rapping and had a dope flow like that and then called out Nikki, but now we're going to go back and actually listen to what the fuck he's talking about.
My pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs.
Homie, no
Look at my
cap.
charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dogs, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet.
Hey, he's got a good point, though. He has a great point. You're going to prison. I'm on television. No one knows who you are. Like, regardless if you like any of these, any person, if this was anyone up here saying that, okay? So take Ben out of it. That is a very good point because he's not flaunting that to throw that in people's face, trying to say he's better than someone. Because I could see an argument like that coming from something he said. No, he's saying, bro, you're idolizing street life like that shit is fun and like you think that's cool, but yet you're in prison. So all that street life that you just did, no one knows who you are. You're not making an impact on anybody in the world besides your small little area or your people you're connected to, your family, whatever's in front of you. You're not making an impact anywhere. And you're not going to, not because you don't have it in you to, but because you're idolizing street life and bullshit. People may not agree with me, like if I was Ben, people may not agree with me, but at the end of the day, at least I'm spreading something and I'm trying to reach masses and I'm trying to do something for the better good. It may not be better to everybody, but it is also helping certain people. It is helping a huge community of people because Ben has a lot of followers that agree with him.
And I make racks
My
off
comment
compound
section, I
interest.
won't
Y'all
care.
live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a
Nikki, take some notes because she won't even do an effing interview. She won't talk to people. She won't do a podcast. She'll talk to people, but she won't do a podcast. She's refused every podcast. It's like she won't just regularly go out there to speak to people. And I've seen this. I've witnessed this. I've watched PB podcast talk about that. They invited her multiple times. She said no. There was another podcast station, I'll remember it, that invited her. She said no. And it's just like, yo, if you're going to be running for president, you should probably go out there and actually let people ask you questions, especially in this day and age. And Ben was like, take some notes. I got on a fucking rap track, yo. Let's
The
go.
graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison, I'm on television. Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a billboard number one.
Let's go. And they're going to too. What?
We ain't selling drugs. We ain't gonna overdose.
No.
We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you.
Facts.
You can cry and you can scream. You can riot in the streets. You defunded the
I don't care. People about to be mad at me.
I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do. Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns,
I have to, yo.
I'm the man who don't respect you. You mad, you mad, you mad. I guess it's cool to be the victim. Well, I'ma be the man. You sad, you sad, you sad. You just try to get attention. Being triggered's all you have. You mad.
You just trying to get the attention, being triggers all you have. Like, my thing is, I don't understand why people want to, like, look, I'm not here to understand anybody. But if you're going to complain about all this stuff and feel offended every day about everything, what is that doing to help you? That's what I don't understand. What are you getting from that? Because it's not like every time, it's not every time, but there's a lot of times when these situations arise and you see a problem or you see an argument about this, about anything when it comes to woke, and people saying they're offended, they're feeling this way, but nothing, they're not asking for anything. They're like, there's nothing being solved here. All it is bringing other people out that don't agree with you, and it's making the problem bigger. So what is that bringing to their life? That's what I don't understand. That's the part I don't get, because none of us, or at least I can only speak for me, but I would not be talking about any of this shit if it wasn't in the everyday world. If this was not something that they pushed on media every day, you wouldn't hear me say one thing about LGBTQ. You wouldn't hear me say one thing about woke. That word wouldn't even come out of my mouth, yo. So it just, I don't know. It is what it is.
Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect you. You mad, you mad, you mad. I guess it's cool to be the victim. Well, I'ma be the man. You sad, you sad, you sad. You just try to get attention. Being triggered's all you have.
Fat.
You mad, you mad, you mad. You blame everybody else for every problem that you can. You sad, you sad, you sad. I will never say I'm sorry, I ain't taking nothing back. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you.
Let's go.
You can cry and you can scream, you can riot in the streets. You defunded the police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you.
And he's independent, so he can do it.
Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man.
Facts.
If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect you.
And Nova just killed that. Shout out to Nova. Shout out to Tom. But Ben Shapiro actually did pretty good, yo. I feel like I probably overhyped that shit during this reaction. I definitely did, but I don't care. I do not care. Like I said, I'm not one here for how much views this can get. No, I wanted to hear this track. I'm excited I heard it. I agree with most of what they said. I like the fact that Ben did not take it so political. He didn't. So, you know, especially with this whole like Israel and Palestine thing going on, Ben has had a lot of emotions lately with things, which is understandable, but that's not for me to talk about right now. I don't really care about that. My point is, he got on this track, had a good flow. You know, maybe he did write that all himself, but or maybe Tom helped him write that. I'm sure Tom made Tom helped him with like the delivery of it and things like that, which is fine. But I appreciate that he didn't come on here going so crazy, you know, and trying to get so deep into like a right wing type of thing. But I think what I see in my everyday life, what I see on YouTube a lot now, what I see most reactors reacting to that are political, like, I don't even think a lot of this big arguments anymore is a right versus left, Democrat versus Republican issue anymore. Like, most of the things they're talking about, I'm seeing Democrats say the same thing. I'm seeing liberals say the same thing. I'm seeing conservatives say the same thing. I'm seeing majority of the world is saying this. And everywhere in the world, people are just over this being over pushed. And then, so that's why I respect this. This has nothing to do with political for me. This has to do with Tom can do this because he's independent. And that's what makes Tom Macdonald the shit. And regardless if anyone agrees or disagrees with what he is saying, I just so happen to agree with him. But at the end of the day, even if I didn't, even if I like was against everything he just said, I'm still going to appreciate that. And that's a fact. Because if one side is allowed to push and push and push and want things away, the other side is allowed to say something back. I mean, that's just in everyday life. I don't speak to people that if they argue with me or if I argue with them or if I go on a rant, I will never go on a rant with someone and not let them respond. If I say some bullshit to you, I'm going to expect to hear your argument back. Unless you just say you don't want to argue. But I will never be a type of person that's going to spew something to someone and then expect them to not say anything back. No. And that's what all this comes down to. But thank you, Tom. Thank you, Ben Shapiro, for hopping on the track. And that's dope.